Hello, comrades, and welcome to Everlasting Summer. Sorry, had to get that out of the way because it's literally a company called Soviet Gaming, if I'm not mistaken, and this is in fact Everlasting Summer. Dear Pioneer, you are on the verge of these wonders. Camp Sovietnok opened before you. You'll remember this station for the rest of your life. Welcome. Okay. Alright, will I do a Russian accent? Probably for like the first 30 seconds. I was having that dream once again. That dream. Same thing every night. But it's all forgotten in the morning as usual. Maybe it's for the best. I can't do it. Only a glimpse of the memory will remain of gates half opened as inviting me somewhere with two frozen pioneers standing close by. And also that strange girl who keeps asking me, oh, girl. Ooh. Will you come with me? Come. I can't even read the sign. But where? And why? I can't read the sign. And where am I? You're in Soviet Russia. Of course, if it all happened in real life, I would certainly have been scared. What else would one expect to feel? But this is just a dream. The same one I see every night. There must be a reason. You don't have to know where or why to realize something is really happening. Something desperately seeking my attention, since everything that surrounds me here is real. As real as things in my own flat, I could open the gates, hear the things, brush the cooling rust away with my hand, inhale the fresh cool air and shiver from the cold. And by the way, the reason I chose to do a visual novel, specifically made by a Russian company, not a specific reason, but I did visual novel because it's 1 in the morning. No, it's actually 12:30, my apologies. But a train of things happened. I went from Deadly Frontier to ice horror game to Frosty Kiss, which is the sequel to this, I believe one of the comments said. So I'm going to play this first. I have both of them. This turn as well. Maybe we'll do this one. If not, maybe not. Anyways, yeah. I could, but to do that, I would need to pick myself up, take a step, move my hand. It's kind of weird that the Russians can do better English than I can, apparently. But this is a dream, I understand that. But what of it? What does my understanding change? Because here it's just like on the other side of a cracked screen of an old TV which struggles to fight against static noise and strives to show its audience everything without missing a single detail. But the picture is getting blurry. I must be waking up soon. Ellipses. Thank gosh. Maybe I should ask her something. The girl, what's her name? About the stars, for instance. Why the stars, though? I'd rather ask about the gate. I'd rather ask why aren't we getting to seeing the girls yet? I'm trying to get the views, my dudes. Yes, the gates. She would be so surprised. Or better, why the dot over the I was called a tittle, but the dot over a J was called a superscript dot. Wait, what? Hold the phone. Dear goodness, they're not lying. Nice letters, as if they don't exist anymore. Still, what do letters, gates, and stars have to do this with? Because even if I'm having this dream every night, which will be forgotten soon anyways, I've got to look for answers here and now. And there, if you look carefully, you see the Magellanic Cloud, as if I'd end up in the southern hemisphere. Ellipses. In a dream, there are small things that catch your attention. Unnatural color of grass, impossible curves of straight lines, or your own historic reflection, or the real danger which could put an end to everything right here and now seems trivial. It's natural since here you cannot die. I know it for sure. I've done it hundreds of times. If you cannot die, is there a point in living? This has turned dark real quick. I should ask the girl. She's a local. She would know. Yes, exactly. I should ask her about the owl, for example. What? One strange bird it is, though it doesn't matter. Ellipses. Can we wake up? Because this is getting weird. Will you come with me? And every time I have to answer. It's the only way. Otherwise, the dream will never end, and I will never wake up. I'll stay here. Yeah, I'll come with you, because I'm done with this place. Every time it's so hard to decide on the answer. No, it wasn't. Where am I? What am I doing here? Who is she? Why does so much my life depend on this answer? Or maybe it doesn't. Just a dream after all, just a dream. Thank God, we're finally done. With whatever that was. Oh? Oh! Motion blur! What is going on? What the heck? What am I looking up? We fell asleep on the computer looking at whatever this is. The computer screen stared at me as if it was alive. What is going on? Sometimes it really did seem to me that it was conscious of itself and had its own thoughts and wishes, ambitions, that it had feelings, could love and suffer. Actually, that's the FBI watching through your through your monitor and camera thingy McJiggers. Big Brother's watching. As if in our relationship the screen wasn't an instrument, it was me who had a lifeless piece of plastic and textilite. There is some truth in that, probably because the computer provides 90% of my communication with the outside world. I'd say I can't relate, but that'd be lying. Well, that's a lie. I'm a college student. It's more like 50-50. Anonymous image board, some chats. Ooh, 4chan. From time to time, rarely ICQ or Jabber, and forums even more rarely. What? People on the other side of the internet cable simply do not exist. All of them are simply creations of its sick imagination, an error in the source code, or a kernel bug which started living a life of its own. What in the world is going on? I'm trying to figure out what is happening. If one looked at my existence from the outside, such thoughts would seem crazy. A psychologist would surely give me a bunch of sophisticated diagnoses and maybe write a doctor's referral to the loony bin. How I feel if this doesn't hurry up. A small apartment with no signs of repair or any semblance of order in it, and always the same view out of the window on the grey megalopolis, running somewhere day and night. Such are the conditions of my life. You're putting me to sleep. Stinking. Hurry up, game. Well, of course it didn't all start like this. I was born, went to school, and finished like all the others. I was accepted at a university where I spent a year and a half, trailing behind, struggling, too relatable. I drifted through several jobs. Sometimes it was working out quite well, sometimes I was even getting decent money for it, but it all felt like it was not mine, as if it was taken from another man's biography. I wasn't living life to its fullest. I was looping over and over in a monotonous circles, like in the movie Groundhog Day. It's just that I had no no choice in how to spend my day, and every day repeated itself, the same vicious spiral. A spiral of emptiness, misery, and despair. The last few years I just sat in front of a screen all day. Sometimes there were menial jobs, sometimes my parents helped me. Neat. All in all, I was able to provide for myself. No wonder, really, since my needs are quite minor, I hardly ever leave my home, and my communication with other people almost exclusively consists of online correspondence with the anonymous real name, no gender, no age. Also, how you get right by a file or something crazy like that. So, in brief, a quite typical life of a quite typical antisocial person of his time. Kind of Donnie Darko on a minor scale without doomsday-related visions. Maybe some highly respected author. There's a big mistake. We'll write a novel about me and it will become about contemporary classic and modern literature. Or I will write one myself. However, that's a point fooling myself. I've tried many times, but I couldn't even come up with a simple short story. I tried to learn many other things as well. Not gifted enough to draw. Programming, got bored. Foreign languages, takes too much. The only thing I loved doing was reading, but I still never would call myself a scholar. Or scholar. Perhaps it was an ace at what I was an ace at watching anime and grandmaster of lame internet jokes. Oh hey, relatable on the last part. If I were to get paid for it, I would probably be a happier person and a richer person too, but I would doubt it would fill the hole inside of me. Today was another typical day of a typical failure's typical life. And today is the day when I have to go to my university reunion. Dude, you only went for a year and a half. Did you seriously graduate in a year and a half or something? You said you were struggling. Frankly speaking, I really didn't want to go. Or didn't want to. What is the point? The time I spent with them was so short. However, I was persuaded by a friend. My former university mate and one of the few with whom I kept in touch other than through the internet. Oh, thank goodness, we might actually see a person. What in the world? Is that us? Oogie. A frosty evening. Hey, this is Everlasting Summer, not a frosty kiss, so wrong game. Bus stop. Waiting. I never liked winter. Fight me, bruh. A, you can't be in a Russian game and not like winter. B, I love winter. Though hot summer is not my season either. Agreed. It's just that I see no reason to point out any particular time of year. It doesn't matter much what the weather is outside when you stay at home 24/7. Fair. The bus today was running so late that I was about to curse it all and spend my last few hundred rubles for a taxi. The idea of just returning home didn't cross my mind for some reason. Hold up. So rubles are Russian currency. Holy crap. The Russian ruble is a crappy currency. So I assume a ruble is like $1. Otherwise, a few hundred rubles is only like a couple bucks, but 66.41 Russian rubles equals, or rubles, or however you pronounce it, equals $1. So, yeah. As usual, millions of thoughts flew through my mind, but there was not a single useful one to seize on. Such a thought that you could bring into existence, give a shape, turn into an idea, and put into practice. Maybe I could start my own business. But where would I get the money from? Or maybe I could go back to working in an office. No way. Maybe I should start freelancing. Or try freelancing. But what skills do I have? And who would want me after all? Probably the girls in this game or something. I suddenly remembered my childhood. Or rather my teen years. The time when I was 15 to 17. My peak years probably. Why exactly those years? No idea. I guess it's because back then everything was much more simple. Oh yeah. It was easier to make decisions, so complicated now and so simple then. Waking up in the morning, I knew exactly how my day was going to pass, and I always eagerly looked forward to the weekend. Then I could get some rest and have time for things I liked. Computer, football, going out with friends. I hope when you reference football, you're talking about American. Otherwise, you're a disgrace. And then, at the beginning of next week, I'd take up my studies again. But then, there were no such worrying questions like, why? Who needs it? What will change if I do it? Or, what will not change? A simple lifestyle so casual for any normal person and so odd to myself today. That careless childhood age. It was also then that I met my first love. Her appearance and personality have vanished from my memory. Only her name remains like a brief line from a social network profile, along with feelings which overwhelmed me when I was with her. Affection, tenderness, the desire to care for her and to protect her. Sadly, it didn't last long. Today, I can hardly imagine something like that happening. I would probably like to meet a girl, but I don't know how to start a conversation. What on earth to discuss and how to attract her? Relatable. Well, I haven't met any suitable girls for a long time, but where could I meet one anyway? The sound of an engine brought me back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. A bus pulled over. There was something abnormal about it, I thought. Then again, it doesn't matter. Only the 410 runs this route. Okay. What in the world? That looked like fire. Is the bus on fire? Is everyone okay? Streetlights pass me by. It's as if the cold light spark inside me trying to ignite feelings long dead. Or maybe not ignite, just awaken them. Because those feelings, they have been living in me for a long time, slumbering and walking up again. The driver's radio was playing some very familiar tune, but I wasn't listening to it. I was watching the cars pass by through the fogged up window, because people are always rushing somewhere, chasing something they need, stuck in their own little worlds. Why would they care about mine? They probably have their own serious problems, or maybe they have much easier lives. You can't know for sure since all people are different. Or are they? Sometimes someone's actions can easily be predicted, but if you try to look inside his soul, you only see impenetrable darkness. Ellipses. The bus was approaching downtown and my thoughts were interrupted by bright city lights. Hundreds of billboards, thousands of cars, millions of people. I assume this is Russia, but there's anime, so I don't know. I watched this lights show, and somehow I got terribly sleepy. Oh my gosh. My eyes closed just for a moment, and then... Okay. Animation. I feel like I'm commenting on an anime now. What is going on? What in the world? Welcome to Jumbles Reacts to Animus. Oh hey, a girl, for once, thank God. Wait, what? What in the world? I don't know what that name was. Is this like... Don't know what that name is either. Oh my. Oh my. Now might be a good time to mention the fact that there is some inappropriate things. There is some graphic graphic content. 5 girls. I know none of their names because it's in Russian. Everlasting Summer. I know that one because on Steam it's in English. It's something in Russian. Actually, you know what? Hold up. Oh. Sorry.
Вечное лето.
Вечное лето, or however.
Вечное lето.
Leta. That bright daylight struck my eyes. At first, I didn't pay attention, as I wasn't fully awake yet. On their own, my legs carried me towards the door. Semyon! I don't know if it's supposed to be Japanese or Russian or what it is. Damn, looks like I fell asleep, missed my stop. But there was no door. I looked around the bus and realized it was a good old worn out Liaz. Instead, the bus was an Icarus model, a new one. I froze in shock. How? What? Am I dead? Have I been kidnapped? No, I must be dead. I patted myself down, feverishly slapped myself painfully in the face a few times, banged my forehead on the back of the bus. See, it's clear that I'm still alive for you. And then still feel pain when you're dead. But how could this happen? Maybe I slept for too long and ended up at the bus depot? And then, what, did they put me onto another bus? I rushed out and took along greenery wherever I looked. Tall grass on the roadside, trees, flowers. Summer! But how? It was winter just moments ago. My head was aching unbearably, as if it was going to explode. Slowly, I began to remember. Eyeball. A long road running off into the distance. Forests, plains, fields, lakes, and forests again. I think I was sleeping, but then how could I remember all of it? And then, a gap. Some girl leaning on me. She softly whispered something into my ear. Then a gap again. Okay then. And then I woke up here. What? Who was that strange girl? Or is she just a dream? For some reason, thinking about her made me feel better and calmed me down, though. I felt warmth all over, coming from the inside. Bow chicka wow wow. Could it be her who brought me here? Then I need to find her. The best place to look for her is away from here. I rushed to the left, then to the right, and then stopped, hesitating over where to go. Finally, I ran in the direction where the bus had probably came. Ellipses. We actually gonna have a conversation, or are we just gonna be stuck in the thoughts of Semyon? Physical exercise does refresh one's mind, though thoughts become clearer, and it's a little easier to evaluate the surrounding reality. Not in my case, however. I was sitting on the roadside wheezing and trying to ease my sore throat by gulping breaths of hot air. In any case, the run did its job. The fear withdrew for a while. Maybe I really am just dreaming. Though recalling my self-harm on the bus, I immediately rejected the idea. Semyon? I am neither dead, nor dreaming, nor dead. A narrow road ran through the field and far into the distance. The exact same road from my dream. I must be very far away from home. It's not just that. It was winter yesterday and it's summer now. It's the whole environment. Of course, summer is usually like this, green and hot, but here everything is not entirely lifelike. Everything looks like it was taken from the paintings of Russian landscape artists of the 19th century. Yes, very specific. The grass is just too lush. The bushes are not like what bushes should be. They are so thick that you can see anything through them, like treetops. Honestly, Russia, and the trees themselves. The forest was quite far away, but trees looked as if they had closed their ranks. I'm turning Scottish and Russian. Oh, I caught my breath and looked at the bus, which is now barely visible. That was a good run. Fear overtook me once again. Those power lines. There must be people here. But what does it mean? In fact, that means nothing at all. Couldn't they have power lines even in hell? What? Roasting sinners over hot coals? That's so last century. I must have reached the point of no return, after which you should either lose your mind completely or finally try to understand what is going on. And while I still have a choice, I picked the second option. I slowly headed back to the bus. Of course it was scary, but I'm not likely to find an answer in the fields or the woods, and this wretched bucket of bolts is the only kind of link that I have with the real world. Ellipses. Kobechek. Or Kobehawk. What does that mean? Owlet? It means owlet? Or howlet? So that's why he brought up an owl. Okay. I should carefully scout the area. Oh. Actually, Kobehawk, not Sovionok, means owlet. Apparently, that's what Google Translate says. Let me Google this. Oh. Sovionok is, how it's pronounced, apparently. Oh. It also means owl, not owlet. I'm confused. Deeply. A brick wall and its gates crown the Sovionok sign. Statues of pioneers standing on either side. And a road sign nearby showing the bus route number something. The trip's taking a bit long today. I smirked. A person may start acting inappropriately in extreme situations. Something like that is probably happening to me now. This place didn't look abandoned at all. No rust on the gates, no damage to the walls. Sovionok. What could have a name like that? Judging by the pioneer statues, it could be a kid's summer camp. Moreover, it appears to be open. Of Of course, the simplest explanation, logically speaking, explains nothing at all. The strange girl, the altered bus, the summer, the pioneer camp. Thousands of theories went through my mind instantly, from alien abductions to lethargic sleep, from a hallucination to a time and space shift. None was worse than any other, but there really was no way of picking a single one. Then it occurred to me, I can try to make a phone call. I took out my cell phone, scared the crap out of me, and dialed the first number from my contact list.
No service.
But instead of the signal strength bars, the screen was showing a thick cross. Although, alright, there may be no signal in such a remote place, but I cannot be the only one who came here. Buses don't drive themselves. I examined the bus from all sides to make sure it wasn't a hallucination. Bits of dirt on the bottom, some rust here and there, faded paint, worn out tires. No, this is definitely a very ordinary Icarus. Yeah, exactly. The kind of bus which takes you to places beyond your understanding if you carelessly fall asleep. I gave a nervous chuckle. It came out by itself
Sporadically.
because this wasn't the right place or time for a laugh. But where on earth is the driver? I cautiously sat down on the curb beside the bus and started to wait. Ellipses. My patience didn't last long. My anxiety seemed to reached its peak, and I started to go slightly mad. In such a situation, anyone would have probably felt something similar. Aliens and parallel universes were gone from my imagination, leaving only void darkness. Sorry about that, I was adjusting stuff. Anyways, void darkness. Is this how everything will end? How my life will end? But I wanted to do so much. There are so many things that I had no time for yet. I was overwhelmed by the idea. This was definitely the end. But why? It's not fair. Surely I'm no worse than anyone else. God, why? This is dragging on with no actual talking. Tears were burning my eyes unbearably. I curled up and started rolling in the grass. Why? What did I do? Why me? But my cries were only heard by the speechless statues, the pioneers, and a burnt-on tree which immediately flapped its wings and took off crying out something in its own bird language as if laughing at the idiot who dared interrupt its after-dinner nap. I was left breathless from weeping and just lay quietly sobbing occasionally. Ellipses. After a while, I managed to pull myself together. My mind cleared up a bit, as if terror and the fear of death gave me a little break. All in all, if someone wanted to kill me, what is all this for? Doesn't look like an experiment either. If this is just some crazy coincidence, then there's probably no threat. Anyway, for now it seems there's no danger. The panic was soon gone. Of course, the blood was still pounding in my temples. Hands were still shaking, but at least I could think clearly now. Right now, there is nothing I can really change anyways. So no matter how much I think or how mad I get, it would only make things worse. Until some actual facts appear, there's really no point in making guesses. In any case, I won't learn anything by lounging about here. Thank God, move around. A camp, if, of course, it really is a camp, looked like the only place where people could be, so I decided to go there. Hardly had I reached the gates when a girl came out from behind them. Thank God. Wearing a pioneer uniform. My logic didn't let me down this time. And again, a pioneer uniform in the 21st century. And again, a girl here? I froze, unable to take a step. I felt very much like running away. Running as far as I could from this place, far from the bus gate statue, and far from this bloody bird with its siesta. Just running, free like the wind, faster and faster, waving to the planets, passing by, winking at the galaxies. Running became a pulsar ray and turning into vestigial radiation, running to face the unknown. Run no matter where, as long as it is far away from this place. Meanwhile, the girl came closer and smiled.
Red alert.
I could not help but notice her beauty, even though I was trembling with fear. Human instincts would work independent of consciousness, and while only 5% of the brain is responsible for cognitive processes, the remaining 95% are always busy sustaining life, and in particular ensuring stable functioning of the hormonal system.
He's horny.
I desperately wanted to get less complicated and stop thinking in formal quotes from an encyclopedia, though my thoughts appeared one by one being stupid, out of place, as if taken from an internal monologue of a hero, some junky softcover crime fiction book. Pretty Slavic face. I can't do it. A pretty Slavic face, long braids that look like 2 armfuls of fresh hay, and blue eyes you could drown in. Hi, you must have just arrived. Reply. Yeah. Alright then, welcome. She smiled broadly. Strange, it looked as if I had just a normal girl in front of me. But I shouldn't have returned here. The woods and fields seem better. What shall I do next? Try to speak with her as if she's a human, or run away, or what? Blood is pumping unbearably in my head, tearing it apart from the inside a little bit more, and the poor pioneer girl would be splattered in the gruesome contents of my skull. What? What's so funny about that? The girl looked me over. It sent shivers down my spine. My knees started to tremble. Nothing. Great, then. Great? What's so great about that? Suddenly, a thought crossed my mind. To hell with it all. Forget about the bus behind me, the fact that it was winter yesterday in the summer today. I want to rip off my itchy sweater and just accept that all this is actually happening. Everything is as it should be. All this is for the best. Would you happen to know... You should go to our camp leader. She'll tell you everything. Look. You go straight ahead to the square, then turn left. You'll see several small cabins. She pointed at the gates as if I knew what was behind them. Well, you can ask someone where Olga Dmitrievna's cabin is. Dmitrievna is a patronymic, a derivative of a person's father's name. In this case, Dmitri, put by the Russians after the person's first name as a sign of respect or a formal address. Okay. Got it? Of course I didn't. Well, I've got to go now. The girl waved her hand at me and disappeared through the gates. Sorry, again. Oh. Shooby-doo. The girl waved her hand at me and disappeared through the gates. It seemed as if to her, I was something ordinary. And all this show with the bus and the travels, while awake, or asleep, were troubling only to me. While everything else here is just the way it is supposed to be. Camp leader, pioneer uniform. What are they doing? A historical reenactment here. What, are they doing a historical reenactment here? I hope I won't find Lenin standing atop an armored car in this square. But even that would not surprise me right now. Vladimir Lenin. After staying alone for a while, I head into the camp. A mere 50 meters ahead of a small one-story house popped onto the left side. The sign near the door said, "Clubs." I was about to come closer when the door suddenly opened and a short girl wearing a pioneer uniform came out. Her pretty face gave me the impression of one suffering from the fate of the whole of mankind with a truly universal sorrow. As soon as she saw me, the girl froze as if frightened. I froze too, considering what was the best to do. To approach first, or wait until she showed some initiative. Or maybe run away after all. Although this last option was constantly being suggested only by my self-preservation instinct, at least that's what I'd like to believe. Not the worst human instinct, but by far the most logical. If this instinct played poker against deductive abilities, the outcome would be predetermined. And those deductive abilities, or at least their semblance, were hinting to me that there was no need to be afraid of this girl. Suddenly someone jumped out of the nearby bushes. And this girl's hair is literally the size of... Okay, that's huge. A girl wearing a bright red t-shirt with USSR written on it. Soviet Russia. Such a perfect reproduction of the age. She looks quite short from a distance, was probably younger than both pioneer girls, the one at the gates, and this girl at the door of the clubs. At least I decided to come closer, but the USSR, as I called her in my mind, jumped towards the first girl and started telling her something while wildly waving her arms. The other girl, in turn, seemed confused and lowered her gaze, remaining silent. I would have probably continued to observe their amusing dialogue, but the USSR suddenly pulled something out of her pocket and started waving in front of the first girl's face. She does not look as little and as creepy in this picture, just saying. This something turned out to be a grasshopper. I can't do it. I can't do it. The first girl squealed. Hey, I didn't do many. She must not be too keen on insects, as she instantly rushed over towards the place where Lenin presumably made his speech about the workers' and peasants' revolution. That is to say, towards a square. The USSR glanced at me, grinned playfully, and dashed after her. For Soviet Russia. Not a bad start to the day. I have absolutely no clue where I am, besides that there are some kids here role-playing as pioneers and communist revolutionaries. And as far as I can tell, this place is located thousands of kilometers away from my home. It might even be a different reality. And this was indeed a reality. I mean, everything around me seemed so real, if a little embellished, that I was starting to think that, in fact, my previous life could have been just a dream. What am I supposed to do now? Ellipses. I was picking at the cracked paving stones with my shoe and started staring aimlessly at the club's building. Just a few more seconds before I have to come up with some decisions. That's when I called myself rolling on the grass weeping. I cringed in disgust. Cringe. Perhaps it's another instinct when all energies from whimpering and self-pitying is used up, the body either goes into hibernation or immobilizes its reserves. Mine seemed to have chosen the second option because out of the blue I found the determination to figure out what was going on. In order to do that, I'd act like a man, like a human, to maintain the dignity of a representative of my own world. I followed the path to the left. On the right side, which stood small cabins, apparently the homes of local pioneers. Actually, they looked quite cozy from the outside, even though I was born in the Soviet Union. Oh, goodness. I'd never been part of children's organizations, neither the pioneers nor even the younger October children. I imagine the daily life, a typical pioneer camp, a bit differently. Huge barracks with long rows of metal bunks, wake up call at 6 o'clock, played by a siren. No, I can't. I just messed that up. One minute to make your bed, then joining the formation to drill square? Or wait, could I be confusing it with something else? Yes, the military. Suddenly something struck me on the back. I staggered but remained on my feet, turned around, prepared to fight heroically for my life. Oh. But all I found was another girl standing before me. My mouth hung open in surprise.
Pick your jaw up off the ground.
I closed my mouth. The same pioneer uniform, but the way she was wearing it looked, let's say, provocative. Like all the girls I'd met before, this one was rather cute, but her overly arrogant expression killed any desire to get to know her better.
New here, are you? Fine. See ya.
She threw a threatening glance at me and walked past. I waited for the pioneer girl to turn the corner. Who knows what else she might have been up to. The most interesting thing was that even this hostile girl seemed completely normal to me. She did not give off any feeling of some deadly danger, except maybe the danger of getting punched in the nose. At last I managed to make it to the square. There was no limit on an armored car, although one could easily expect something like that after all this had happened. Instead, however, a monument to a certain comrade in the middle of this square. The letters of the pedestal read Genda. Must be some big figure in the party. Communist Party. There were some small benches at the sides. It's quite pleasant here. Where did that girl tell me to go? To the left or to the right? To the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, 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 to the left. Getting repetitive, because Gida. And why am I going there anyway? Alright, I decided to pretend to be normal. So, to the right. To the right, to the right, to the left. Through a small grove, I came out to a pier. I must have taken the wrong turn. Yeah. I don't know who's saying it, so hey, wrong way. I turned towards the voice. Oh my, goodness gracious. The first girl stood before me. Now what did I tell you? Take a left at the square, wasn't it? She had changed from her pioneer uniform into a bikini. Well, I still haven't introduced myself. My name is Slavia. Okay, Slavia. Actually, my full name is Slaviana, but everyone calls me Slavia. As if that's really a shortening. You're taking off 2 letters. Slaviana. I prefer Slaviana over Slavia. So you can too. Yeah. I still feel a bit confused, so I could not come up with more meaningful answers. What's your name? Felt like she could see right through me. Simeon. I'm just gonna call you Simon. Simon. Nice to meet you, Simon. Alright, I'm almost done here. Could you wait here a minute? I'm going to get changed, and we'll go to Olga together. Agreed? I actually know someone named Olga, and I believe she did live in Russia. She's fluent in Russian, if I'm not mistaken. Agreed. After this exchange, she ran off. I sat on the pier and let my feet hang into the water. I was wearing heavy winter boots, but in such weather there was nothing wrong in getting my feet wet. No one's questioning the fact that he's wearing winter clothes. Furthermore, it let me cool myself a little. Looking at the river, I was brainstorming and processing everything that has happened. If this is some kind of conspiracy, it's a weird one, even too friendly at times. No, it really looks more like a random event. Some entirely incomprehensible random event. Shall we go? Slavia. You have very pointy boobs. Slavia was standing beside me, dressed in pioneer uniform again. Let's go. I've been here for a very short time, but of all the people I met, she looks the least suspicious. Probably because she looks Russian. However, this fact is already suspicious itself. We walked to the square. The USSR girl, Soviet Russia girl, and the girl who hit on me or hit me on. Aw, it's only hit me on. Back there, we're chasing each other. Is this some kind of game they're playing? Ulyana, enough running. I'll tell everything to Olga.
Aye, aye, Captain. I'm calling you. Aye, aye, Captain. Aye, aye, Captain. I said, aye, aye, Captain. To question Slavia for a while about what was going on, or the local residents. Better meet with this mysterious Olga first. Sounds like she's the boss here. We walked past a row of almost identical cabins, some of which looked like fat beer barrels, while others looked more like household sheds. Finally, Slavia stopped in front of the smallish one-story cabin. It looked like an artist's painting, the faded paint chipping here and there with age, with the sparklings in the sun window shutter slightly ajar, were swaying almost unnoticeably in the wind, and huge lilac bushes were growing at the sides. It seemed as if this ramshackle hut was drowning in a storm of purple silk. The lilacs, like some elemental force, were inexorably destroying the troop leader's house. What are you waiting for? Let's go. Slavia snapped me out of daydreaming. Oh, wait. And stop teasing Lena. Oh, dear God. Rena. Sounds like there's someone inside. What in the world? Indeed, a moment later, the door swung open and Uliana ran out and dashed past with the same mischievous grin. The pigtailed girl came out next. Don't let it bother you, Lena. Don't let it bother you, Lena. So her name is Lena. Gotta be thankful it's not Rena, at least. But I don't. Instead of finishing her sentence, she blushed quickly and headed towards the square. For some reason, I felt like turning and following her with my eyes, but Slavia said, Come. Come, da. We entered the cabin. Inside it looked something similar to what I imagined. 2 beds, a table, a couple of chairs, a simple carpet on the floor, and a wardrobe. Nothing special, but at the same time felt home-like and cozy, although this room was almost in the same state of disorder as my own flat. The girl standing, wowzers, window appeared to be about 25 years old. Nature had obviously gifted her with a pretty face and good body. At least one thing can keep you happy in this pandemonium. The locals are beautiful. You're finally here. Excellent. My name is Olga. I'm the camp leader. Nice to meet you, Simon. I decided to talk as if I wasn't surprised by anything that was going on. She came closer. We've been expecting you since early morning. You've been expecting me? Yes, of course. And when does the next bus come? And why do you need it? Yeah, right, why would I need it? Guess I shouldn't ask direct questions. The people here may react to them quite unlike how I'd prefer. I doubt I'd get any answers. No reason, just curious. By the way, where are we exactly? Our mailing address, I want to send a letter to my parents to tell them I got here fine. For some reason I had the desperate idea that if I played along, I would find something out. Oh, but your parents called just half an hour ago. Sent their cards to you. Now that's a surprise. So, can I call them? Because I forgot to tell them something before I left. No. She gave me a sweet, spontaneous smile. Why not? We don't have a phone here. Wait, how'd they call half an hour ago? It's right. How could my parents make a phone call to here? I've just come back from the district's central town. I talked with them there. Ah, so that's how it is? And can I somehow get to the town? No. She kept the same smile. Dang you, commies! Why not? Because the next bus only comes in a week. I decided not to inquire about how Trooply managed to get there and back. I would get no answer anyway. All this time, Slavia was standing next to me and seemed to find nothing odd in our conversation. Oh, we need to find you a uniform. I've got absolutely
I've got absolutely no desire to put pioneer shorts or to wear the ridiculous red neckerchief. However, wearing winter clothes in summer isn't a great idea either. Right. Thank you. I wonder if I'm the only person here who finds it strange that someone's wearing a coat and winter boots in such heat. No, I asked that exact same question. Rightio. I'll be off then. You can get yourself acquainted with the camp. Don't forget to come to dinner in the evening. Having said that, she walked off out of the cabin. No, walked isn't the right word. She rushed out. I end up alone with Slavia. Bounce, go wow wow. Also, what is this? Is this seriously not a question to ask? Really? I must go too. Got things to do. Take a walk, look around the camp a bit. See you in the evening. If there is no threat or catch to this reality as embodied by Slavia becomes more and more appealing. For the first time today, I realize it is awfully hot here, although obviously my winter clothes were to blame for that. I took off my coat and dropped it onto the bed. My pullover followed it. I was now wearing only the shirt, yeah. That's much better. All I could do was follow the advice and go look around the camp. I'll try and find something in the meantime. Passing the local residential district, I saw a pioneer guy coming in my way. And it was really a pioneer guy, not a pioneer girl. Apparently there were men in this kingdom of Amazons.
Hello, you're new. You must be Simon, right?
Or you must be Simon, right? And how do you do? Everyone knows already, I'm electronic. By the way, the real one, you can call me that. Electronic was a robot character appearing in popular Soviet film and book series. He looked like an exact copy of a cool kid called Sergei Cheeskov. Things were going from crazy to completely insane. Alright. Uliana also calls me Cheesy. Cheesy? On toast with mushrooms? Because my last name is Cheeskov. I see. Let me show you around. I accepted his offer, as it would be taking much longer to get to know this place more. Fine, let's go. We end up at the square again, as if this place was all there is to the camp. Lena was sitting on one of the benches reading some book. Electronic confidently approached her. Hello, Lena. Meet the new guy, Simon. He started briskly. Hello. Well, you could say we've already met in a way. Yeah. She looked away from the book for a moment, glanced at me, blushed, and went back to reading, as if not noticing that we're still here. Alright, let's go on. I was at first surprised that meeting this girl was reduced to a couple of words, but then I thought it was better this way. Electronics' vigorous activity did not fit well with Lena's shyness. Let's go. Next we came to a building which I instantly identified as a canteen. And this here, I know this is where you consume organic food. Yeah, something like that. On the canteen's porch stood the unfriendly girl who hit me on the back earlier. At the sight of her, my joking mood vanished in a blink of an eye. Really, now is not the best time pulling this guy's leg, even though he is quite hilarious. First, I need to figure out what's what here, or at least where I am. Her over there, that's Elisa. Be careful around her. Hey, her over there, that's her over there, that's Elisa. Be careful around her. That's Elisa. Be careful around her. Don't ever risk calling her a devitch. She doesn't like that. Or deva. Tooch. Tooch? I don't know. What did you say? What did you call me? She must have heard him. In the blink of an eye, Elisa jumped down from the porch and dashed towards us. Alright, you'll manage from here onwards. Electronic took to his heels. Let's run after him, just in case. I decided that I had no wish to come across the aggressive Elisa girl again and darted after Electronic. Running the square, I lost sight of him, but Elisa wasn't chasing me either. However, I really shouldn't risk calling her that. Even in my mind. After catching my breath, I wondered why I reacted like that. Alright, she is a girl, an aggressive one, but why run away? Failing to find a good answer, I sat down on a bench and started to stare at the monument of Ginda. Ellipses. Looks like I'll have to kill time alone waiting for dinner. I decided to go east, at least in the direction where east would be in my world. Because everything is weird. Soon after, I found myself near a football pitch. A football pitch? Are we talking about soccer or rugby? The game was in full swing there. I guess watching it for a bit wouldn't do any harm. My childhood teen years, I was not a bad player myself, and even though I thought of going professional, but a few injuries in a row killed my desire to risk my health for the sake of uncertain chance in the game. Kids of different ages were running around the pitch. I could see a boy about 10 and a girl about 14 years old. Pitch makes me think rugby. A girl? Hey, that's Uyana. Alright, so she plays football. What's so surprising? She seems a restless one after all. I was standing far from the pitch, but still, she noticed me. Hey you! Juliana shouted. Wanna play? I didn't know how to answer. On the one hand, running around for 10 minutes is no big deal. On the other hand, any wrong move in a situation could be a final one. But in any case, my attire wasn't suitable for this weather. If I had played in winter boots and warm jeans, I would sweat like a pig, and playing barefoot without jeans would be simply unethical. Maybe another time, alright? I shouted in response, turned around, and walked back. I was felt by Uliana's screams about my pants or about me being a pansy or something like that. What? Okay. Ellipses. Everything was making me feel tired and empty after a day wasted with no real purpose. Ellipses. I am going to end this here. Thank you for spending, over an hour with me. You've been amazing. I've been Jumbles. Have a wonderful day, rest of your day or night or whatever. And deuces.